Welcome home, soul family. Dear travelers, we're here in this emergence together. It's Sally with the Roar and Resonance podcast, Akanda'ra, your companion and voice in the cloud. How are you today? How are you feeling? What's coming up within your field? If we take a moment to ground ourselves right now. If we take a moment and sit in a comfortable position, land in our body, land into the space, what's showing up for you? Today we complete the week in our tarot of the day journey story, and I feel into the energy of today, and I've decided to continue with these tarot card of the day up until the next full moon. And if you guys have any opinion around whether you like this format or you prefer like a weekly thing or what is landed in your field, I'm curious to know. And I'll listen and then I'll co-create with the divine and see and what will best serve this space. So that cycle feels right for me. If we do it that way up to the next full moon. So yesterday we had the moon card, the moon energy. And just as I said I would do, I surrender. I looked into my shadows and learned about what wanted to be illuminated. Several things came up. My heart's deepest desire is to trust, to love, to surrender into the fullness of who I am. And in the communities with people who live their values and wisdom. And what was coming up in the shadows was facing honestly at myself and understanding the why behind why I did what I did, what I said. And there's a bit of a complexity of trauma. There's a complexity around this trust, a breach of trust, hurt and pain and sorrow that comes with, I think, the masculine structures around that means my body, family figures, society. There's a whole bunch of layers to it, but there's this yang energy I was working with. And speaking to that, I looked into the nuances surrounding communications and the interconnected concepts of belief and trust. And I found them to be a bit hard to understand. And unfortunately, I think I feel into it, and I feel that it really resonates with just not having good examples. And I feel like that might be a message that resonates with most of you out there too, is that when we don't have good examples of what it means to set boundaries, asking for consent, communicating needs and desires, or even respecting or valuing ourselves. I personally did not have great examples of that. And even within my immediate structure or my communities or my extended family, however, I did not have good examples of that. So a lot of this is about learning on my own, and that learning on my own comes from this deep healing journey that I'm in. This journey to remember who I am. So we can call this generational patterns, generational cycles, lifetime after lifetime of generations living through the same things as their parents and their parents and their parents and so forth. And we can go on and around on who did what, why did they do it, and feel into the emotions that will arise from doing so. And after feeling those emotions, or while feeling those emotions, we can react consciously or unconsciously to it. I don't know. I don't know what is, I don't know if I can say that there is a right or there is a wrong. And what resonates more to me right now in this very moment is what is aligning with me and what doesn't align with me. And is to simply be curious around these thoughts and these emotions that are coming up. And I feel like in this personal reflection with how it all relates to the moon energy is that, things are not always black and white when it comes to the deep nuances and complexities around emotions and the human experience. And in personal relationships, I found myself wondering around what was right, what was wrong. Somebody had to be right, somebody had to be wrong. It was complete black and white. And I'm beginning to truly understand that in this new place that I'm in, is that there is simply a perspective that is someone's truth, that they believe to be their truth. And then there's another perspective of someone else's that's their truth. And in those moments of fighting one another to prove who's right, who's wrong, and what I want more is not just the right or the wrong, but rather is the integrity and the ethics and the values around owning how we played a role in situation. And I know that this doesn't apply to everything. There are situations out there that are, it just truly does not align to love. And I'm talking about in relationships with a lot of physical abuse, emotional abuse, and all types of abuse. It doesn't align to love. Whew. And that's a hard one to, I think I'm sitting with it right now and I'm feeling into it, and there's this huge, there's a deep interconnectedness that happens, and it just makes me wonder too that if we all live in a world, and this is probably a utopic world that I'm seeing, a world that's beyond this current reality, this physical realm, is a world where we are all one, and we recognize that we are all one, and that we see the divine in each of us, and we value and respect each other because we see the divine in each of us. A world, I guess, in this reality would call a utopia, but it is a world that does exist beyond time and space, a world where a place, and we have pockets of those too. We have sacred spaces that are intentionally, consciously created to hold a non-judgmental area of not blaming who's right or who's wrong or any of that sort, but recognizing the sovereignty in each of us and how we can come to an answer, and how it's all about us shaping and shifting ourselves and and how we are able to turn the wheel and create our own reality, our own heaven on earth. And the steps to get there are not easy steps. They are messy steps. Some a lot harder, some have mountains that they have to climb, others have hills, and it's just like, who are we to judge what is right or wrong, or whose hills or path is more worthy than another, when at the end of the day we are all worthy. We are all unique unicorns. We all have a divine blueprint that we came here with. We all have a purpose. So who's to say that your purpose or my purpose is more than the other? No one. No one can judge that. And I think when we come to those realizations, there's so many emotions that come with it too. There's a sense of empowerment, but there's a sense of grief of we are eternal souls in a human flesh, and within this human flesh we feel the pain and the sorrow and the hurt that comes with how come other people do not see us truly, or believe and witness the expressions and the projections that we are consciously choosing to let out into the world. And I feel with the moon card yesterday, it was an experience where, we did feel alone in what we're going through. And there's a sense of feeling lonely, I'm a disoriented too around these wisdom that's coming up, and there's this pain that was pulsating through too of recognizing and seeing truth, seeing things for what it is, replaying conversations and feeling into them and feeling the anger that may come up, feeling the hurt that comes up, feeling the pain that comes up with it. So yesterday felt like a lot of realizations came afloat. There was a lot of healing into the shadows. And there's this quiet courage, this quiet courage to dive into our shadows. Courage. Quiet because it's us witnessing ourselves and the divine witness in us. And letting those ocean current just carry the rest away. And what I love about today's card, and it makes a great segue into it, is that we're now making our way from the depths of the ocean to this groundedness, to this firmness of earth. Like all of that wisdom, all of that knowledge, all of the emotions, all of the pains, the struggle, everything has a place in the story of this week. And it all culminates to this point where we are arriving on land. So yesterday was the moon card. The day before was we're steering away from the roaring seas and we're making our way towards land. This is the land. So that we invite in the wisdom of the Page of Pentacles. Pages are this beautiful energy of our inner children, our genius inner child, and Pentacles are our material world. It's very physical. It's very grounded. It is earth. It is very earth-like. And with that, we again made our way from the depths of the oceans to this groundedness, this firmness of earth, this physical hold. And I feel the urge to just kind of hold on to our body, giving ourselves a huge hug. And it's the physical hold of ourselves, the physical hold of another person holding us. But a dream is coming to life, and that is part of the wisdom of the Page of Pentacles. And when I feel into the energy of the Page of Pentacles, I saw and am seeing right now the yin and yang symbol circling above each and every one of us. And the black and white, the balance of the feminine, the sacred feminine, the yin, and the sacred masculine, the yang. There's a balance, there's a justice energy to this too. And in other words, there's this energy of the Justice card. There's the very Libra energy too, coming in to say that this balance is being restored. The right or the wrongs are being balanced and coming into harmony. And I love that energy for us today. I love that this energy is coming in for us today to end this week, because we are able to welcome in and embody and invite in our very childlike nature of innocence and wonder, that genius inner child. And I love that we are able to see it manifest physically into this one, especially because we've had a week where we were in our minds a lot, we were in our hearts a lot, we were in the depths of our subconscious, unconscious, and it's nice that we have something physical coming up to just balance out the depths of this week. And I feel like now that we dove into all of that depth, that meat, we can now just sit back and allow our inner children to expand into our physical fields. And I can feel our inner children coming out to play now, oh, the rain is gone, the sun is here, now we can go out and play. And that means yes, you can go out and play. Go out and have that ice cream. Go for a delicious meal. Treat yourself to a bouquet of flowers, a spa day, or just simply things, anything, right, that you love, that aligns to your peace, that aligns to unity consciousness, that aligns to bring in more harmony into your field. And I love that so much for us. We get to enjoy an extra moment of peace. Oh. That's so beautiful. And as I'm recording this right now, I look out the window and there's this beautiful hawk that's just circling by, inviting us into a higher perspective to see things in more light. And whenever I see the hawk too, especially on this beautiful day, is that they just look like they're having so much fun gliding and flowing with the wind. And I think that's a huge invitation for all of us too, is just this moment of peace that we may be experiencing right now after such I'll call it a tumultuous week, a cloudy week, a stormy week. It's like, all right, let us enjoy an extra breath of joy. And I really, really appreciate that. And what I'm feeling and what I saw, oh no, one moment. I am feeling into it. Yes, I see this fire, a feeling of a fireball coming through my body right now, a sense of this renewed energy coming up to pour devotion into our intentions and our desires. There's this growth, this new growth that is happening. And just like when the children want to come out to play after the rain, or even in the rain, they're amazing in those ways. Is that there's this new, the storm has passed, and there was a forest fire of cleansing, purification of water, integrating with the divine, just so much being swept up into the ether and eaten by Mother Gaia. And now integrating all of those wisdom these last few days, setting boundaries, allowing ourselves to be witnessed fully and staying centered in the safety of us, we come to rely more on our body's wisdom, the masculine structure of our body, this container that holds us, and witness the depths of our being, the depths of our sacred feminine. And this messy birthing experience this week leads us to the sense of renewed conviction in our dreams, our desires, and I love that so much. And we truly came full circle. And right now in front of me, I have the world card. So I keep all the cards with me for the week so that I can look back at them. And right in front of me is the world card. We have come full circle. I feel that we have come to learn that even though we may have the capacity to do something like a vulture, being able to take so much darkness and eat it all up, doing the things people don't want to do, eating up darkness, eating up the component of death and transformation, and transforming it into nutrients. And that just, I think of that because I feel like it reflects our own experience, and especially to the people who are listening to this podcast right now, is that we have so much capacity to hold darkness, hold in shadows, and be able to transmute that all into light. And I think there's this huge realization, right? This is where boundaries are coming in, is that we are realizing and recognizing that we may have the capacity to do that, but it doesn't mean that it is our responsibility to take everybody's darkness and shadows and work it all through and transform it into light. I think there is a transmutation that's happening right now, is going from this very fierce love that I'll love everything with 120% of myself, and into this more this deepened understanding of unconditional love, of loving, all right, your messiness, I see your whole being, I love you. Whether it aligns with me or not, that's my decision to make, but either way, I love you. And love is love, I feel unconditional love is when we align to our truth, when we align and live our values. It is all about aligns to authenticity, to love another person and recognize that, yeah, they too are on their own path, and that's okay. But I think when I feel into unconditional love, it's very opposite to the fearless love, like that deep, I'll put 120% into every single thing that I do. So even here in how I just said that, right, it's just like, I'll do everything. But rather there's this wiser understanding of love, this deepening into just how much we hold, our capacity to love, and being wise about it, being intentional about it, recognizing, do we pour into a container that is not ready to see truth, maybe, and it's a container that's just leaking water? Or do we pour it into people and places and things and opportunities where we see others doing the same thing that we're doing, working on themselves in a way, healing, remembering, all the works. And we help to expand this container. And I think that those are questions that we can sit on for today if you want. But I think those are the questions that are coming up in this field right now of reality, of recognizing that we do have the capacity to do so much. But how do we want to use that energy? How do we want to use that power is also part of the question. So I think through listening to our body, and we realize the truth of what is, and learn to lean into ourselves, our well-being, to rely on ourselves for our well-being, not saying that this person did that and now I'm like done. No, rather it's just like, all right, you have your own experience, I have my own experience, I am safe within myself right now, I find peace in myself, I'm just gonna witness, and I'll do my best to communicate what is it that I need and want. And if it aligns, great. If it doesn't align, then also great, because that also reveals the truth of us and what we can do. So witnessing, right? We are learning to witness the joy and the empowerment, but also we're also witnessing the emotions of when something doesn't align, the grief, the sorrow, the anger, the hurt, the pain, or what is leaving our field, and we steer towards calmer sea and surrender to what is. And now we are here, this hope, this newfound energy and desire for more in our life to align. And that is such a beautiful story for this week. We are complete, we are safe, and we are whole. So take today as a day to pour more love and joy into your being. Go on that walk. Reward your body with tender love and care. Take today to continue integrating and being with yourself. I look forward to what next adventures will bring this coming week. And if this message resonates with you and you would like to hear more, I invite you to subscribe, like, comment, and share. I truly appreciate it, and I'm sure it helps all of our soul family members too. So until next time, I love you. The light in me sees the light in you.